What's happening, all you beautiful people? Your boy, the Vaslab, in the building. We've got Copa Libertadores action semi-final match against an arch nemesis of the save. Anything can happen in this video. Let's find out. Hit subscribe, get notified, tell your parents, grandparents, lovers, and haters. Run that intro. Welcome back, folks. Copa Libertadores action taking on our arch nemesis. It is Palmeiras. We don't like Palmeiras. We've played them a lot. We have played them a hell of a lot. And you can see the results have not been in our favor in the more recent years. We've picked up 3 victories since we've been here. But yeah, it's not been great. It has not been great. In fact, they knocked us out of the Copa Libertadores. Last time we were in it, I want revenge. I absolutely want that revenge on Palmeiras. Head-to-head, though, does look better that we got 41 and they got 38 points, but we need revenge on them. We desperately do need revenge. In terms of how we've performed, we can have a look here, of course, since the last Copa Libertadores. We beat Flamengo 1-0, lost to Sao Paulo 3-1. We then beat Atletico Mineiro 4-0. We beat Sao Paulo 3-1 on penalties. We lost on penalties. No, that was the second leg. It was, I think 7 penalties or 8 penalties. There we go. 8 penalties. Lautaro Ruiz missed his penalty. I thought William Gomez, when he missed his and then Marzinho scored, it was just game, set, and match. Torrecos, Rodrigo, and Ruiz all missed penalties in that one. Wasn't ideal. And the most recent game, we did win 2-1 against Grêmio after going 9 minutes down. Simonovic and Antonio, our saviors for this one. You'll notice the last 3 games, we've gone to the box formation. And the reason behind that is I've just been conceding so many goals in the 4-2-3-1. The Sao Paulo one was the final straw, basically. I know we got a clean sheet against Flamengo, but I decided to switch it up. So far with the box, we've conceded 2 goals. We scored 9. So maybe there's a hope in this one. We are going to try it against Palmeiras. This is the team that is going to take on Palmeiras. We've got in goals, Diaz, Gonzalez on the right, Fernandes and Ruiz are going to be the center pairing, Diouf on the left, Gomez, Dudu on the left there. Up front, Igor Cesar, Torrecos, Caio Jorge, and Victor Roque. I have dropped Simonovic lately. He just hasn't been performing great, so he did get dropped. Dudu is another one that I'm considering dropping, trying to maybe bring in Viana as their replacement. You know what? Let's actually do that today. We're going to bring in Viana to play in that one. He still wants to go out on loan. He's not happy about the promise that we sent him out on loan. I just realized I just can't afford to send him out on loan, so he is staying for the time being. If we're going to start a mutiny, then we start a mutiny. I don't know how it's going to land up going, but this is the team that's starting. Let's go to the game. We're taking on Palmeiras. Our first game is it at home? It is not at home. It is away at Palmeiras. So we are going to the Allianz Park in Sao Paulo, a local derby. It is known as the, what's the name of it? The Saudade Derby. There we go. My pronunciation is obviously horrible on that one. They have a very good team in the Serie A. They're currently sitting 4th, 1 point behind us. Although we do have a game in hand, which will take us, if we win it to 50 points, we'll be tied with Internacional and Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo do have 2 games in hand, 1 game in hand over us. So yeah, the league might be something that's just going to be a little bit out of our grasp, but momentarily. But again, we're not focusing on the league. We are focusing on Copa Libertadores. This is a quarterfinal match. Let's go to the match. Well, literally nothing has happened for the first 34 minutes. We get our first highlight in. Torrecos wins the ball from deep in our half. Victor Roque looking for options, gets tackled and dispossessed. Erakovic brings it back to Jose Antonio. Hercules trying to bring it out from the back now. Bringing it forward. Richarlison to Erakovic. Estavio. Hercules. Estavio brings it into Richarlison, who shoots it well over the top. Yeah, like I said, 35 minutes has been pretty much even Stevens in this one. I think we've had 3, they've had 3. That was, I think, their 4th shot. But yeah, now we're getting highlight after highlight. Terekos goes over the top to Juf. Nicely done to Victor Roque. Beautiful turn ball to Juf. He's got options in the box. One of them is Igor Cesar, but I think that's an own goal. Robert Renan. A nice little story about Robert Renan. We almost signed him now in the transfer. I actually forgot to mention the transfers. We didn't do any, so don't worry about those transfers. But Robert Renan was someone that we were looking at bringing in. And yeah, that's interesting. We can have a quick look at Robert Renan, the centre-back. He is a 26-year-old Brazilian. Very, very good. We made an offer for him. It was I think it was 8 million I made an offer for him, but I see his value has gone up now. But yeah, he was an option for that left-handed side of the defense as a potential option to replace Simonovic. Yeah, I think we actually rejected I think it was actually 7 and then plus like another 7 on installments. I think that's what was the deal. And eventually oh, that is a red card. That is a red card. Thomas, you absolute muppet of a man. All right, we're going to have to do this. Andrade is going to have to come on. We're going to play like that. We'll have to do that. Only real move we have. The box formation doesn't really work well when there's 10 men on the field. We're going to have to see, though. We're going to have to see. We start leading through the own goal at halftime, but it's going to make our jobs a little bit more difficult in the second half. They've gone to a box formation as well, by the way. That is not ideal. Diaz across to Keo Jorge. Victor Roque brings it forward. Victor Roque can't find his man, but he's brought it back. Vienna's passed wayward completely. That's the problem when you don't have that second attacking midfielder. Passes like that tend to find their men a bit better when you have 11 men on the field. Richarlison is through on goal. I think Richarlison was way offside, though. He looked very much offside. Referee is saying he's onside. I disagree with that. I think he was offside. Let's have a look. I'm going to try and stop it to see as the pass gets played. Okay, never mind. He was onside. Our defense caught absolutely napping. Do we drop the defense line a little bit now with 10 men? I actually didn't even think of this. I'm going to let it run for a few more minutes. I'm going to let it run for a few more. We're going to see how it looks. Montero to bring it in now for them. Keo Jorge beats his man, but he gets it through. Yeah, I didn't see who that was. I think that was that Luis Gilmere. It was. 60 minutes in. I get very nervous when Diaz takes a free kick and he's not in the middle of his goals. Erkovic bringing it forward. Richarlison can't get the header. Paredes will clear to Montero. Robert Renan looking for options. Renan. I think we do need to make a little bit of a defensive adjustment to the tactic. Don't think pushing as much as we are and trying to trigger that press as much is a smart move because Richarlison is through again, hits both the crossbars, but this time he was offside. And I am going to make that little defensive maneuver just to not trigger the press a little bit. We're going to go a standard defense line, and we're going to just lower the mid, just in the mid block. We're not going to be pushing up too much. Don't step up, and then yeah, just don't counter the press. Just counter the game. I think that let's give it a little bit of a tactical switch. We might do some subs as well now in a bit. Gabriel Meneo goes for the free kick. Diaz gets a good save to that. Absolutely brilliant. Gabriel Menino going for another dead ball situation for Palmeiras. Does go over the top. We are going to make some swaps. Guys are looking a little bit tired. Keo Jorge not looking great. What I am going to do, though, is bring on Duarte. And then I'm going to drop Duarte into the midfield as an attacking midfield and leave Victor Roque up front by himself. I think we just need to pack that midfield a little bit better. Vienna hasn't played great. Dudu come on there. And then the rest I'm going to keep as is. We do have Canada Alves. If I'm going to let Vito, you know what? Roque has had a couple of opportunities. Alves come back on there. Let's give him a little bit of a run. I maybe should have made this swap instead of the sacrificing attacking midfielder. Keeps our midfield a bit more stable. Torrecos, not a good throw, rather. It was a very bad throw. But he's won it back and given straight to Luis Gilmere. Takes the long-range shot and absolutely smashes it in there. Torrecos, the culprit of that mess-up. He gave the ball away initially. He came back, got a tackle in there, and then literally just gave it straight to Luis Gilmere, whose first touch was brilliant to round Paredes. And, I mean, there was nothing Paredes could have done about that. That was just really bad from Torrecos, who's actually played quite well this game. It was his cross into the box which gave us the goal. Going to make another swap now. Torrecos is looking a bit tired on there. We're going to rest his weary legs. Ruggiero, come on there. Gomez also looking super tired. I'm going to bring in Antonio. Oh, we can't bring in Antonio. I was going to bring Antonio and then push Duarte back to the midfield. But that's not going to happen. Gomez has to see out the game. Maybe the Gomez transfer the sub should have happened instead of the Torrecos substitute. It is 2-1 to Palmeiras. But this is not a train smash. This is a salvageable operation. It is. And it is something that we can work on. We can work on for the second leg. We're not going to have Gonzalez for the second leg, but we will have 11 men to start that second leg. And that leg is in a week's time. We've got Kulaba in between us. We're going to skip past that game and come back to the second leg. We are back, ladies and gents, and as you can see, the flu has hit our squad. You can go down to reserves. The flu has hit our squad, that's right. 2 of my strikers are now out of the business. Thomas Gonzalez has a red card. Yeah, we're also going to talk about this. Al Khwada of the UAE has made a £16 million offer for Lucas Reall. They triggered his release clause. There's nothing I could do about that. So, yeah, Lucas Reall could be out of the building soon. I kind of hate to see him go. I like this kid. I like him a lot, but unfortunately in Brazil, everybody has a release clause, and I don't know why his was so low. We signed him for 11 million. I must have missed it when I gave him an option. I know the domestic one was like 300 million or something, but I didn't see that there was a foreign one. They triggered it. I've got to let him go, which is not ideal. It does mean, though, Antonio is available to play in this one as a striker, which means if Lucas Reall does move on, it will leave Leonardo Contender. Sorry, that was my phone just randomly started ringing. Don't phone me, people. Don't phone me. Anyway, Leonardo Caneda, Alves, Keo Jorge, Vitor Roque, and Antonio as my 4 strikers. I kind of did have that 5th option, which I was rotating as sort of an attacking midfielder, using Antonio, for that example, as the attacking midfielder rather as the striker. We also have Ruggiero, who can play as striker as well if we need be. Duarte can play as a striker as well if need be. There's a lot of options. There is a lot of options when it comes to being in the strike force, let's put it like that. This is the team that's going to start. I am going to switch these 2 around. I'm going to play him as a deep-lying playmaker on support, and I'm going to play him as a center midfielder on support. And I'm going to keep these 2 as is. I'm going to have a lot of support on the left-hand side, no support on the right-hand side, really. But it's fine. It's fine. Jorge can come on as an extra legs in the midfield, I guess. And Sandro, you can come on. We've got another striker chilling there. And Casio can come in for him on the bench. So that's the team that's starting. Andrade in goals. No, the defense is not correct because Paredes and Ruiz should be there. There we go. Andrade, Paredes, Ruiz, Marquinhos is also not supposed to be there. That's supposed to be Juf. will be there. We did lose our midweek game 2-1 because, as you saw, it was a fully rotated squad. I'm trying to keep the main core squad as fit as possible for this game. So let's go to it. We're taking on Palmeiras at home. There's only one goal in it. Well, not as bad as the first leg. We had to wait 18 minutes for the first highlight in this one. Antonio finding Juf with some wild amount of space. Victor Roque smashes straight into the goalkeeper. Victor has been on a bit of a goal drought, and it's annoying me very much at this point in time because he's just not performing. And you may be giving him all the opportunities, and it's really 35 million that could be going down the drain come the end of the season. Estavio. Luis Galmere. Bring it forward. He scored a goal in the first leg. This time hits it well over the top. Not going to worry Diaz's goals too much on that occasion. As it stands, Palmeiras will go through. We need one goal to bring it all level again. Of course, away goals don't mean anything in the Copa Libertadores, so it is just a one-goal match in it. Make that a 1-1 draw, or 2-2 draw at the moment. Terekos with an absolute thunderous strike. They're appealing for offside. And they're going to get the offside. Ah, man. Was he offside? I think. I mean, guys, come on. VAR, come on. That should have been a goal. If we lose this, we were robbed. We were absolutely robbed. That was a goal. Ruiz, Terekos, Franco Duarte finding Antonio, hits the crossbar with a deflected shot, and the keeper gets a parry. Wasn't a good enough strong clearance for him, and Terekos is going to bring it back in, looking for Vitor Roque on their back post. Not the tallest of men, Vitor Roque. But, I mean, that is now the second time we have come ever so close in this game. In fact, third time, if you count the offside. Half-time, it is 0-0. We need to do better. We need to put a ball into that back of that net. That was a very weird sentence how I said that. Coming back for the second half. Second half, 53 minutes into Terekos with a free kick. Doesn't bother Romero's goal. The Peruvian goalkeepers tend to be the difference maker in this match so far. I think it's time for some substitutes. Vitor Roque has been absolutely horrible up front. Lucas Rafael can come on there. I know he's set to leave, but at least maybe he does better. Elsewhere, we're looking good elsewhere. We don't really need to make any other changes. Do I switch to attacking? That is the question. Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. We'll make just the one swap. Vitor Roque coming off. Duarte's just picked up a huge knock now, hasn't he? I think he might be the next one to come off. And I think I'm going to make that swap now. And I'm going to make the switch to attacking. Because we need a goal. Igor Cesar, come on there. Switch to attacking mentality. Elsewhere. Gomez is looking super tired, but playing super well. Viana's not looking great. We'll bring on Dodo to play there. Or Dudu, rather. Antonio's not looking good up front either. Do we bring on Rogero to play up front? Let's do that. We need some goals. We need some goals. We're going attacking. Fresh legs all across the field. Juf trying to get in there. Andrade trying to get in there. Gomez bringing it back forward to Andrade. Andrade's been very quiet this game. He's brought it into the box. Lucas Rafael, the substitute, could potentially put us 1 foot into the semi-finals. I know it's still a draw on aggregate, but that is exactly what we needed, and a little bit of attacking mentality. Lucas Rafael found the gap, and he could be this could be his final game for us for Santos, by the way. Do we make those swaps? Yes, we do. We do make those swaps. Because now we've got the fresh legs on as well with Rogero, Dodo, and Cesar. We need to absolutely push for it. I need to go for the goal. I need to go for that second goal. I don't want extra time. I don't want penalties. I feel like we can do it. They're switching to their 4-4, their box formation. 4-4 box, that's what I was going to call it. Couple minutes left. It is going to go to penalties. There's no extra time. I can't do penalties again, especially for the fact that we have none of our good penalty kick takers playing. Shouldn't have taken off Antonio. Or Duarte, actually. They're two of our best penalty kick takers. Well, Marcelo Fernandez, pick my team. Let's go do it. With home advantage. Make it count, lads. Make it count. Let's switch the cameras over to the behind the goal. It's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off. Lucas Rafael scored before. Doesn't score now. Romero gets the save. Oh, Diaz. You saved 2 penalties against Sao Paulo. Richarlison scores against you. João Gomez. My £13 million transfer. Gomez scores. All right, we need Diaz to make a save. Luis Gilmere steps up. Takes it with, Diaz picked right, at least. Torrecos missed the penalty against Sao Paulo. Is stepping up again. This time he makes no mistake. Wellington against Diaz. Let's go, Diaz. Come on, Diaz. Not even close. Not even close. Dudu. Never seen him take a penalty before. Does well. He does well. That is good. Diaz, we need a save. Dodo. Dudu and Dodo. Diaz, come on. Trust in our Argentine. Not like that. Oh, it means it's falling all on the shoulders of Paredes. He scored against Sao Paulo in the penalty shootout. He scored very well, actually. It was a brilliant little penalty. Can you repeat that? Can he repeat that? He can. Exactly the same penalty, by the way. That is brilliant. All right, Diaz. Helmut. Diaz. Diaz, my boy. I loved you in my Porto save. Let me love you in the Santos save. Come on. Come on, Diaz. What are you doing, Diaz? Oh. Look at those stats. Look at those stats. XG of 2.33 and we only scored 1. Question is, what do we do now? Do we go a whole entire another season trying to get back to Copa Libertadores? I don't know. I think I need to think on this one and see what we're going to do. Right, guys. I honestly don't know what the play is. But I think the series could be done. I'm going to go think about it. I'll probably play till the end of the season. See how I feel. Not much games left of the season. And yeah, we'll talk in the next episode, I guess. We're back, guys. Season review. As you can see, no trophy there. We didn't win the Serie A. We came second in this Serie A in the end. Let's have a quick season review, and then we're going to discuss the future. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Signing of the season, Joe Gomez, 5 goals, 8 assists, 7-11, not bad. Roger, 8-5, 707, not bad. Vite Roque, 13 goals, 12 assists, 706. In the end, he did come a bit clutch for us. And then Viana also coming in with 4 assists, 4 goal contributions in total. Dudu, not so great. Diaz was absolutely terrible as a goalkeeper. And Andrade put in a good shift. I'll give him that. He put in a good shift. Our biggest loss was Leopoldo. I mean, he went left on a free transfer. Mateus actually did quite well for Club America in Mexico. That's 15 gold contributions from him for 1.1 million. That's a damn good return for them, isn't it? It hurts me a little bit. David, 19 games played for RB, still playing. 10 goals so far, 2 assists. That was still the one that really, really hurt. Man. Everything else, we sold a lot of players. We did sell a lot of players. Yeah, so there you go. The Serie A, you can see towards the end of the season, we we were there. From Grimero, you guys didn't see there. So we lost 2 games, drew 2 games, and won the rest going in towards the end of the season. In the end, it was quite a distance, 9 points from us to Sao Paulo. I don't know why we played 2 more and everybody else only played 37. I don't think the season's actually finished, but either way, there is no way we're not going to finish second. So we do finish second. The board aren't okay. They're not happy with that result. They're not happy with that result. They're definitely not happy with that result, and not happy with that result, and very outstanding with that one. But yeah, the Libertadores, the final actually is Sao Paulo versus, I want to say Flamengo. We'll check the Libertadores in a bit now. But there we go. These are stats. 12-0 Fevereava. Amazing result there. 3-0 against Atletico Mineiro was the good result for us. A match to remember. That was the 2-2 draw, and we came back and won a 3-0. And then in the Serie A, beating them 4-0. That was Dudu's first ever goal. That was his best goal that he ever scored for our club. Got some more money coming in. Caio Jorge Terecos, Victor Roque, Antonio, and Lucas Rafael all there. The question is, did Lucas Rafael leave? The answer is no. He decided to stay. So that was great. This is how we lined up, basically. Gonzalez, Simovic, Paredes, Juve, Gomez, Dudu, Rafael, Terecos, Antonio, Caio Jorge. I feel like Vitor Roque should have been in there more ahead of Lucas Rafael, but apparently not. There we go. Some record breakers. Sandro, the youngest ever goal scorer. João Gomez, 37 million for him. Key fans player of the year is Caio Jorge. Young player of the season, Antonio. Signing of the season goes to João Gomez. Goal of the season, like we mentioned, is Dudu. Caio Jorge finished with 32 goals in this competition. Lucas Rafael with 26 assists over all the games. Man of the match is 9 for Lucas Rafael. Terecos 7.2. And Lautaro Ruiz with 54% game completion passes. That is how it ends in Santos. And the reason I say that is how it ends. There we go. Copa Libertadores, Sao Paulo beats Atletico Palmeiras. That's what it was, not Flamengo. So there we go. They've won the league. They're the ones that knocked out Palmeiras in the semi-finals. We can just go back to the semi-finals here. So Sao Paulo beat them 3-1. Well, 3-1 on aggregate. Atletico Palmeiras beat Corinthians 3-1. So yeah, guys, that is it. That's where we got knocked out. You can see literally the quarterfinals. River Plate were the only Argentinian team in there. It's all Brazilian teams. And the reason I say that this is probably the end of it is that I don't want to go through a whole another season just to get to Copa Libertadores again. I feel like we have a good squad. If I have to go through another, rebuild squad, there's a couple of guys leaving, a couple of guys that we can bring in. But I feel like the core of the squad is pretty much set in stone, and it is going to be a good squad for us going forward. I just don't know if I want to go through all of this again, because you've got to go through that whole Paulista Scuderia Cup first before you even get close to the Copa Libertadores. And that's about 3-4 months of football that I need to play before we actually get to the reason we're here. So with that being said, I am going to end the series off here. It's going to be on a bit of a sad note, but what we are going to do is go and look at our past team so far. There wasn't many. We had Rangers de Talca. We'll start off with them. Rangers de Talca. There we go. So we have Rangers de Talca here. Freddy Martinez is their captain. Espinosa is he still there? This man was quite good. We brought him in 2025, and he's literally stayed there and been a very, very good player for them. They've gone back down to the division below. Unfortunately for them, didn't get promoted again. Universidad in 7th place got promoted because of this weird, complicated playoff stuff that happens with them in there. Who else? Who's their legends? Let's see. Yadir Menzies. I mean, he moved on, left for free, then went out on loan. Not bad player for us. I remember Menzies was good. We got Espinosa, like I mentioned. Anyone else? Juan Soto is retired, so he's not available anymore. No legends or anything like that. We can look at their transfer history. Maybe we can pick out some of the Some of the guys, we'll go back to 2023, 24 when we started. Honestly, I don't remember any of those oaks. They were just all loanies that we brought in, to be completely honest. 2025 is when we really actually came. We actually went, yeah, because we fast forwarded quite a bit. So these are the players that I actually brought in. Nicholas Rivera, I remember him. Retired quite early on. He was a very, very good player for us on the left-hand side. Felipe Renero, he was quite old when we brought him in, but he did a decent little job for us. Kevin Peñalosa, playing over in Colombia now in the second division for Colombia, third division for Colombia. He was a very good player. He moved for free in the end. 6 goals. Remember we saw him, he was a free transfer, but he was such a good player for us. Loved Kevin. Absolutely loved Kevin. Who else do we have? We spoke about Menzies. No one really else reminded me of anyone that was quite good. William Gama, I remember him. Carvajal, I remember him. Bruno Gutierrez, he was really good. He was a beast of a right back. I liked him. I really, really did like Gutierrez. Edson, there was the last real guy that we bought, was Edson, the centre-back. Moving to Botafogo, actually. Yeah, actually just this season. Did very well for us. Right, then from there we went to the Uruguayan team. Peñarol. Atletico Club Peñarol. Gerardo, still, he's the key player. He was so good for us. They currently finished third in their league last season, finishing third and then becoming champions because of the weird overall table stuff. This year, Nacional won it back from them. I mean, they had won it a couple of seasons in a row, and Nacional came back at them. This was probably one of the best squads that I ever built in this team. I mean, it was quite a squad we built in for them. We took over about halfway through, so these were the 2 subs were mine. Gaston Moreo was theirs. They kind of came in after them. But then we had our first sort of big signings, and I've got to mention one of our big signings that I absolutely loved, and he was so good for us, was Lucas Monero. Still playing football, eh? He's playing at Cincinnati. 34 years of age. This man, he had 70 appearances for Peñarol for us in just 2 seasons, which is absolutely remarkable. A total of what? That's 23, that's 33 goal assist contributions. Brilliant player. Absolutely loved him. I was a bit sad when Cincinnati bought him over, but you know what? We did what we did with that one. Elsewhere in the Joaquin Phoenix, Fernandez was also not a bad signing for us. A good centre-back. Very, very capable centre-back for us. And then, of course, I need to talk about one of the big signings that I found that I really, really loved, and that was Martin Bonilla. I absolutely adore this guy. He's now moved on. He's gone to Argentina. Is that the first? It is the first. Yeah, well done to him. Moving on to Argentina. 3.1 million. This man was an absolute beast for us. First season, 18 goals, 7-10. He was brilliant. We did leave when we just sort of signed him and brought him in here. But we can't talk about Peñarol without talking some of the legends that we had in this team. At least legends that I think were legends. Gaston Moreira, 100% Peñarol through and through. 109 caps, 47 goals. An absolute legend of a player. Loved this man. He was so good for us in those. Look at that. That was the one. 26 goals, 17 assists, 12 man of the matches. Never replicated that ever again for us. Those are the 2 seasons he played for us. We just knew how to get the best out of Moreira in basically everything that he did. We still listed as favorite personnel. There we go. Lucas Santos, brought him up from the youth academy. Gave him an opportunity when he came. He was on loan there. We decided to recall him. Came back and look at that. 17, 11, and 10. He's just been absolutely brilliant for us. Mauro Skunka, the troubled child, as I call him, moved to Atlanta in Argentina. Never really reached those heights that he did for us in our last season. And in my season there, 16. Did go quite 20 goals in that season there. So well done to him. Who else do we have on this list here that I recognized? There must be some current players in the squad that are still quite good. Guzman. Guzman. What a legend. What a legend. Again, never replicated his true form there. Ryan, Another legend. I missed him on the transfers list, though. He's been at the club for long. 113 games, and he's just stayed good. He just absolutely stayed good. Ryan. Arokochea. What a brilliant player. Like, I mean, this is the type of player that you want at Santos right now, and he is so good. I really love that, man. German Oliveira, Perez, Gonzalez, Franco Gonzalez playing as a striker. You love to see it. This man was good. Look at that season for us. 13-9-1. Love it. Absolutely love it. Emilio Rocco was there. Randall Rodriguez is still there. Delelo, Carras, Cabrera, Fernandez, don't know those guys. Jermaine Gadea. He was the one that was always my hot prospect while I was at the club. Good to see him in the first team now. 7 games, no goals. Not so much of a hot prospect anymore. And then, of course, we go to Santos. We need to talk about Santos because, like I said, this is where I end off the world. We know a lot about these players. I'm still listed as favorite personnel. Neymar was added to the icons list from favorite personnel, which is nice to see. No one else added to the icons list. And, of course, Pele, the ultimate legend of Santos. Sad that we could never reach the prospects of the 3-time Copa Bridgestone Libertadores champions. But it is with that, guys. On that note, it's time to retire immediately. It's done. It's over. We've done with the South American tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really do. Well, guys, on that very disappointing note of getting knocked out of the Libertadores, I took my time. I played to the end of the season, and I realized that as much as I really want to win the Copa Libertadores, and I do, and I feel like I can do it, but maybe not next season, maybe in 2 or 3 seasons' time, I just don't know if I want to play on for like 2 more seasons, especially in the Brazilian league, where there's just so many matches and it really just grinds you down. So unfortunately, I am going to end the series off, but that's not a bad thing because I do have something that you guys have been asking for me to do since day 1. And we're going to start that on Monday, the 7th of July. So make sure you tune in on that one. 2:30 South African time. You know the time we always release them. We're doing something you guys, yes, you, the people that have subscribed, 123 subscribers. I see the numbers. I want more. Give me more numbers. I need more, guys. I need more. So those that have just stumbled upon the video and you made it to the end, subscribe, please. It helps me out a lot. It helps you out a lot because you're going to stay up to date with all your favorite content from your boy, the Vaslap. For now, though, and until Monday when we have a brand new series, peace. In Greece.